Hello, today is September 14th. A couple things I want to go over first. Their attendance will be here. There's an extra credit link here that you have some extra credit you can do. You're going to click on September the 14th. It will take you to today's assignment. And so once we've gotten to today's assignment, you can take attendance here. You're going to solve two-step equations using inverse operations. The word inverse means opposite. This video will be right here. You'll have a joke of a day and a quote a day. Here's your assignment. Let's take a look at the video that explains how to do this.
Today we're going to start taking a look at two-step equations. I'm going to show you 5 practice problems. If you feel comfortable after seeing the first couple, you're more than welcome to move on. This is a 7th grade skill. However, you might need a little bit of a review. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at problem number 1. Now, I want you to notice how it says 3 equals 9 plus m over 3. I'm going to rewrite this problem. I like it to where my variable's on the left, so I'm going to put whatever's on the left side on the right side, and whatever's on the right side on the left side. So I'm going to start by going 9 plus m over 3 equals 3. And so the first step for me is I'm just going to ignore the multiple choice, and the first step is I'm going to do what's called the inverse of addition. Now, the reason I'm going to do that is because normally we follow parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. That is when there are not variables or letters in our problems. We're only going to focus on these right now. And so because we have a variable, we have to work backwards, which means we're going to do subtraction and addition, whichever one comes first, left or right, multiplication and division, whichever one comes first, left or right. We're working our way backwards. So I'm going to do the inverse of addition, but it's not because it says plus, it's because this 9 right here is positive. I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides of the equal sign. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. The 9s are going to cancel. M over 3 drops down. The equal sign drops down. 3 minus 9 is negative 6. You're more than welcome to use Desmo's scientific calculator. I'm not going to, but you're more than welcome to. So, the plus sign, what you should notice is that this plus sign did not come down. If it was a minus sign, it would have to come down, but because it's a plus sign, we can get rid of it. So now my second step is to do the inverse of division. M over 3 means m divided by 3 equals negative 6. So to undo that, I have to do the opposite of division, which is to multiply by 3. So the 3's are going to cancel. M drops down, equal sign drops down, and negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. Notice how I called those steps the inverse of addition, inverse of division. I'm doing the opposite. So the word inverse means opposite. If it says to add, you're going to subtract. If it says to divide, you're going to multiply. Looking at the next problem, it says negative 18. A is negative 18. I would just circle that. I always ignore the multiple choices. I try to solve it first. Looking at the next problem, it says 7 plus k over 8 equals 9. I'm going to do the problem the same way. I'm going to start by doing, the first step is going to be the inverse of addition. Again, it's because the 7 is positive. Minus 7 on both sides of the equal sign. And so what happens is the 7's cancel out. K over 8 drops down. Equal sign drops down. 9 minus 7 is 2. And the second step is going to be to do the inverse of multiplication, the opposite, I apologize, the inverse of division, the opposite of division. So I'm going to multiply by 8 on both sides. And so these cancel out, k drops down, equal sign drops down, 2 times 8 is 16. The answer I would enter in is 16. The next problem says 85 equals 8 minus 7k. Now, I don't like the fact that my variable's on the right-hand side, so I'm actually going to flip it around. I'm going to do 8 minus 7k equals 85. Now, the first step is I'm going to do the inverse of addition. This is what I was talking about. This number is a positive number. So think about this. The addition sign is a plus sign. It's a positive number. The minus sign is a negative sign. So it would be a subtraction problem. I'm looking at just the number, so I'm going to ignore everything else except for what's in red. I want to get rid of that positive 8. To get rid of positive 8, I've got to subtract 8 from both sides of the equal sign. It's kind of a weird concept, but you have to you're dealing with positives and negatives first. Now, what happens is the 8's cancel, negative 7k drops down, equal sign. 85 minus 8 is 77. Now this means negative 7 times k equals 77. So to undo that, I'm going to do the inverse of multiplication. So the inverse would be to divide by 7, negative 7. The negative 7's cancel each other out. K drops down by itself, equal sign. 77 divided by negative 7 is negative 11. Again, you're more than welcome to use Desmos Scientific Calculator. The last problem I'm going to show you says negative 6 minus 9r equals 129. And so this time, my first step is going to be to do the inverse of subtraction. I want to get rid of this number first. So because it says negative 6, I'm going to do plus 6 on both sides of the equal sign. So what happens is the 6's cancel, negative 9 drops down, and the r, equal sign drops down, and 129 plus 6 is 135. The second step is negative 9 times r is what that means, so I'm going to do the inverse of multiplication. I'm going to divide by negative 9. What happens is the negative 9's cancel, r drops down by itself, and then 135 divided by negative 9. A positive divided by a negative is a negative. 135 divided by 9 is 15. Again, you're more than welcome to check Desmos. So you have r equals negative 15. I would enter negative 15 in on Canvas. If you have questions, feel free to email me. We can set up a Zoom time if you don't understand. But good luck, and I hope you do well today. There's also an extra credit assignment that's been added to Canvas.